Last week at the Draft Lottery edition of Raw, the Second City Saint CM Punk resurfaced for the first time since WrestleMania to address the WWE Universe and what was next for the Second City Saint, only to be interrupted by the man who was newly drafted to Raw, the Ring General Gunther. Things breaking down between these two All-Stars that now find home on the red brand. Gunther said CM Punk wasn't going to embarrass him again. Well, Punk did just that, knocking Gunther out of the ring momentarily. CM Punk stood tall in the middle of Miami, Florida. That was until the arrival of Ludwig Kaiser, the other half of Imperium, who laid out CM Punk with a suplex off the announce table at ringside. And now here tonight in Columbia, South Carolina, CM Punk is in search of a tag team partner because he's got a 2v2 battle against Ludwig Kaiser and one of the most dominant champions in WWE history, Gunther, Imperium. It is a tag team main event right here tonight on Monday Night Raw. We are live from the Colonial Life Arena. And the undisputed WWE Champion is in the house. We got any dogs in South Carolina?
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Woodstock, Georgia, weighing in at 230 pounds, the undisputed WWE Champion Bron Breakker.
The unpredictable badass, the WWE Champion Bron Breakker, looked to find out who his #1 contender for Backlash was going to be 7 nights ago here on Raw, live from Miami. Roman Reigns now. Wait a minute, Superman punch on the outside of the ring. That maneuver knocks many people out, but it might have just woke Seth Rollins up saying, hey, it's now or never. You want to become #1 contender, you better start swinging. Count of 9, these two men got to hustle. Somebody's got to get inside the ring. Wait a minute. Roman Reigns, pissed off, spearing Seth Rollins nearly out of his boots. We're left with a double count out. Who's the #1 contender for Backlash and Bron Breakker's title? And ladies and gentlemen, we found out earlier this week that the WWE Championship will in fact be on the line on April the 27th. The double count out last week, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins will now both march to Lyon, France at Backlash to challenge Bron Breakker in a triple threat match for the undisputed WWE Championship. A massive WrestleMania-worthy main event coming up on the 27th of April, live from the LDLC Arena in Lyon, France. But right here tonight in the Colonial Life Arena, Columbia, South Carolina, Chad Gable, who was also drafted from SmackDown over here to Raw last week, in the ring with the WWE Champion Bron Breakker to kick things off for what is going to be an action-packed night right here on Monday Night Raw. Bron Breakker, of course, 2 weeks ago, defeating Damian Priest in the first Raw of the new season. Epic main event it was. Breakker's been on the roll of a lifetime as the WWE Champion, winning the gold by cashing in Money in the Bank on the final Raw of last year. Has since retained the gold over Damian Priest at the Royal Rumble, AJ Styles at the Elimination Chamber, CM Punk at WrestleMania in the main event. And now Bron Breakker goes up against, quite frankly, the biggest challenge of his championship reign yet, coming up on the 27th of April. But Bron Breakker better not be taking his challenge tonight very lightly. He's in the ring with former Olympian, former tag team champion Chad Gable. Gable over there on SmackDown was really chasing championship gold for quite some time. We've seen him challenging for tag team titles, the Cruiserweight title, several times throughout the last year. Gable doing all he can to get in the ranks of championship competition. Certainly no better way to do so than with an upset over the WWE Champion tonight, whose mind may already be in Lyon, France. Chad Gable, all the tools to be a champion, and now that he's here on Monday Night Raw, fresh environment, you gotta wonder if it's exactly what Gable needs to be that very success in between those ropes. As we mentioned moments ago, Bron Breakker's mind may already be on Backlash Sunday night, April the 27th, finding out he's got to get inside of that ring with the visionary Seth Rollins, the OTC Roman Reigns, no doubt the biggest challenge of his championship reign to date. Bron Breakker, tough as nails, always willing to get into the ring for a fight with damn near anybody. Even Bron Breakker, as great as he has been, has got to be a little bit worried about what is to come at Backlash. A matchup where he doesn't even have to be pinned to lose the WWE Championship. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins go to that double countout last week, quite frankly, because neither one could keep down the other. That's how bad they wanted just the opportunity to challenge for the WWE title. We'll see what's going to happen in just about a month's time at Backlash, but right here, Chad Gable has given Bron Breakker a problem in the middle of Columbia, South Carolina. Float over by Gable. You can't say Chad Gable isn't giving the WWE Champion a run for his money. Gable has been trying to earn a championship opportunity, or was trying to earn a championship opportunity at the Cruiserweight title over on SmackDown. Now gets into the ring with the heavyweight on Monday Night Raw. That is Bron Breakker. Gable showing his versatile style. Can he upset the WWE Champion? Not just yet. Certainly will be a massive feather of the cap if Gable could do just that, but there's Breakker pulling the rug right out from underneath Gable's feet. Nearly catch him with the pinfall that time. Bron Breakker, I'm sure, out to make a statement tonight with the eyes of the world upon him, and of course the eyes of Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, his dual #1 contenders. Gable now hoisted on top. Breakker could be going for that Frankensteiner made famous by his own family lineage. Gable looking up at the lights here, dead center of the ring. Breakker thought he might have knocked the wind out of Gable that time. Got the 2 count, but unfortunately, the 3 is nowhere to be found. WWE Champion now starting to find the new gear of this matchup. This is what makes Bron Breakker so difficult to compete with inside of that ring. He's got so many ways to beat you, and even when you think you have him defeated, he just knows how to rise. He just knows how to kick it into that next gear. Off the Steiner line that time. Bron Breakker now is pulling out all the family tricks tonight. Steiner recliner here. Chad Gable, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. The rope's a little bit too far in the distance. I don't know if Gable's got the strength deep down within him to get out of this oh-so-dangerous maneuver. Breakker reaching back. Breakker's going to pick up a submission victory here. A huge win for the WWE Champion Bron Breakker. And Seth freaking Rollins has entered the squared circle to draw a line in the sand just about a month away from Backlash. Well, speaking of championship titles, right here tonight on Raw, the Women's Intercontinental Championship is going to be on the line as the Unholy Union's Isla Dawn looks to pin the shoulders of Lyra Valkyria yet again, this time for championship gold. That's coming up later tonight. Also, who is going to be Solo Sikoa's next challenger for the Intercontinental title? We begin to find out right here tonight. It's the first of 2 triple threat eliminators. Kevin Owens, Santos Escobar, Tony D'Angelo. The winner of this matchup is moving on to 2 weeks' time to a final #1 contenders bout. Intercontinental Championship gold of the highest importance here tonight on Raw. Can't get enough Universe mode? Well, now is your chance to secure a backstage pass to more Universe than ever before. Become a Noah Nation Gaming channel member and gain entry to exclusive kickoff shows before each and every premium live event. Also, witness bi-monthly house shows that directly affect your episodic viewing of Universe mode. Also, take a peek behind the curtain and see how Universe mode is brought to life each and every week. Hit the join button down below, become a Backstage Pass Noah Nation Gaming channel member, and get your front row seat to more Universe than ever before. And it's a better time than any to become a Noah Nation Gaming channel member. Hit that join button down below and punch your ticket to the channel member exclusive Spring Stampede live event coming up on Saturday night, April the 12th. Solo Sikoa, Liv Morgan, world champion Ilya Dragunov already signed for that night in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. But here tonight in Columbia, South Carolina, the Aussie icon, Grayson Waller, drafted from SmackDown to Raw last week. And boy, oh boy, is he running into a brick wall. The ruler, Obafemi, Monday Night Raw property, and is back here for his second bout.
And his opponent from Lagos, Nigeria, weighing in at 273 pounds, Obafemi!
Just a few short years ago, he was the NXT Breakout Tournament winner, former North American champion, and 2 weeks ago in Orlando made his Monday Night Raw debut with a hell of an impressive victory over former Cruiserweight champion Cedric Alexander. Obafemi, officially Monday Night Raw property, finds his home right here on the red brand. The ruler gonna be a problem, and for Grayson Waller tonight, this. Oh, wait a minute, Waller getting the jump on Obafemi. Well, Grayson Waller realizing that the odds may be stacked against him tonight on his first night here on Monday Night Raw, and he's looking to take down a man who's got a hell of a lot of buzz right now in Obafemi. Well, Grayson Waller, certainly ever confident, has never lacked it. Former WWE Tag Team Champion is Waller. Really finding himself looming around the United States Championship on SmackDown for the last few months. Failed to really get a set opportunity at that gold. Now part of Monday Night Raw as well. And as we mentioned, running into quite the brick wall in Obafemi here tonight. Obafemi, somebody people were already pinning as a future main event star during his time in NXT. Well, now he's here on Monday Night Raw and he's looking to prove it. But Grayson Waller looking to give the big man hell. Ever impressive is the Aussie icon, who did not make the trip to Columbia, South Carolina tonight. Looking to come up short. Obafemi nearly stealing the victory that time. Grayson Waller getting the jump. You got to commend it, dare I say. But Obafemi might have just been ticked off by Waller not giving him the respect. A big man that they call the ruler. Grayson Waller, no small individual inside of that ring, but the muscle and the power of Obafemi almost unmatched. Grayson Waller just getting leveled with that uppercut, and as if Obafemi needs to drop the hammer from the top, he takes great joy in doing so. Oh, there's Waller pulling the rug out from underneath of him. Well, you got to give Waller some credit. He's hanging in there with Obafemi, and I guess really that shouldn't be no surprise. As we mentioned, a former WWE Tag Team Champion is Grayson Waller. His old partnership with Austin Theory falling apart months ago on SmackDown, but now Waller's looking to carve his own path here on Monday Night Raw. Obafemi back inside the ring, and dare I say, Waller's got this man neutralized. Grayson Waller, of course, got a little bit more big match experience than Obafemi, used to being under the bright lights of the main roster by this point. Obafemi, who's still new to these battlegrounds, may be getting a run for his money. Dropped with the DDT, Oba still alive. Grayson Waller getting the jump before the bell even sounded, realizes he was in for a fight tonight. Obafemi continuing to hang in there. Grayson Waller gonna need to put some ice on that spine later tonight. Femi's had enough playing around. Pop-up powerbomb. Obafemi is gonna make a star here on Monday Night Raw.
Here is your winner, Obafemi.
Well, you gotta give the devil his due. Grayson Waller hanging in there with Obafemi tonight and giving him a fight. but the man they call the Ruler, showing you exactly why he is going to be a problem for each and every Monday Night Raw superstar. Obafemi with yet another impressive victory here tonight in Columbia, South Carolina. There you see Chad Gable, who just tapped out the Bron Breakker earlier on. That's Ivy Nile of the Creed faction as well. A little conversation going on backstage. WrestleMania has come and gone, but the aftershock is only beginning. The fallout from the biggest stage has sent shockwaves through the WWE, and now the first battleground of the new season awaits at Backlash. Live from the LDLC Arena in Lyon, France, championships will be defended, rivalries reignited, and scores settled in an unforgiving fashion. The future is now, and the future is coming to France. Who will rise? Who will fall? And who will seize their moment in the chaos? The road beyond WrestleMania kickstarts here at WWE Backlash. Well, hot off the heels of winning the World Tag Team titles at WrestleMania, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa of DIY were feeling confident. They issued an open challenge, non-title of course, to any team in the Monday Night Raw Tag Team division last week. Well, the newly drafted Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods of the Red Brand taking advantage of the opportunity and stepping up to the Tag Team champions. And not only did they give DIY a fight, but they kept down Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa in non-title tag team action. Well, the question remains, can Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods of the New Day keep their momentum sky high? We're going to find out live next week on Monday Night Raw. They're set for a 2v2 battle against Brutus and Julius of the Creed Brothers. This is coming up live next Monday night on Raw. But we are live inside a sold-out Colonial Life Arena. This is Columbia, South Carolina, and we are on the road to finding out who Solo Sikoa's next #1 contender is going to be for the Intercontinental Championship. Another recent draftee, the man who I'm sure will don himself the Don of Monday Night Raw, Tony D'Angelo, already in the ring, now to be approached by the Emperor of Lucha Libre, a former 3-time Cruiserweight Champion, Santos Escobar.
And his opponents, first, representing Legado del Fantasma from Mexico City, Mexico, weighing in at 200 pounds, Santos Escobar.
Well, a lot of fresh faces here on Monday Night Raw due to the draft last week. You were looking at Santos Escobar, a former WWE Tag Team Champion, Cruiserweight Champion, as we mentioned prior as well. And you gotta wonder, with Angel and Berto also drafted to Monday Night Raw, are Santos, Angel, and Berto ready to take Monday Night Raw by storm? Of course, Angel and Berto lost Garza. Spent a lot of time hanging around Alidolo, Andrade on SmackDown. And we saw that partnership between Andrade and Santos in the lead up to WrestleMania. Well, now Escobar and Los Garza find their home on Monday Night Raw. This Monday Night Raw on the verge of a new trio that could take the Red Brand by storm. That's a question we wait an answer to tonight. It is all solo action for Escobar. And I'll tell you what, no matter who picks up the W, it is not gonna come without one grueling fight. The prize fighter is on the scene.
And from Maribel, Quebec, Canada, weighing in at 266 pounds, Kevin Owens.
Wait, moments ago, we took a look at the new World Tag Team Champions, DIY. They won that gold by keeping down Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens back at WrestleMania. Now, I'm sure Owens and Zayn would love an opportunity to get back the tag team titles, but when an Intercontinental Championship opportunity approaches, I don't think any man in that locker room is going to say no. This is the first of 2 triple threat matches. The other will take place next week. And then in 2 weeks' time, those triple threat winners will compete to crown the #1 contender for the Street Champ Solo Sikoa's Intercontinental Championship. Tony D'Angelo, Santos Escobar, both drafted from SmackDown to Raw last week. Kevin Owens for years has found his home right here on the red brand. Former tag team champion, WWE champion as well. All 3 of these men eyeing up an opportunity at the Intercontinental Championship. Should be very interesting to see who is going to pick up the W here and move on to that #1 contenders bout in 2 weeks' time. Solo Sikoa, we have seen the most dangerous version of him as of late. And of course, things surrounding Solo Sikoa have only gotten more scary with the addition of Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu. He debuted 2 weeks ago, made his in-ring debut last week, and shipped Bronson Reed off to SmackDown in the process. Now Solo and his new enforcer, Jacob Fatu, going to sit back and watch as 6 superstars compete over the next 2 weeks, all looking to get an opportunity at the Intercontinental Championship. Any man's ball game in a triple threat matchup, but one thing we constantly talk about in these style of matches is momentum and lack thereof it. It's so hard to get that sustained momentum in a triple threat matchup. We're seeing it right here, as soon as Escobar took down Tony D'Angelo, he turns around into awaiting arms of Kevin Owens. Gotta have eyes in the back of your head, which is of course easier said than done. You gotta have survival instinct. It's the only way to find your way with your hand raised on the other side of the bell. You see Escobar trying to take advantage of the no disqualification option in a triple threat matchup, bringing that kendo stick into play. Owens and Tony D trying to avoid it. Tony D'Angelo dropping Escobar in the hardest part of the ring. Tony D'Angelo of the D'Angelo family, along with Stax, arrived on SmackDown last September. Certainly made some waves in a couple-of-month rivalry with the Street Profits, failed to obtain an opportunity at the tag team titles that they so desire. Now, as the saying goes for several of superstars, new battlegrounds here on Monday Night Raw, and maybe that refreshed environment is exactly what they're going to need to succeed. Certainly ain't going to find success if you're getting your head smashed into the LED post by Kevin Owens of all people. Couple of kendo sticks surrounding the ring right now, and Tony D'Angelo going to be the first to start swinging. No countouts, no disqualifications in a triple threat match, ladies and gentlemen. This thing's only going to see a conclusion off a pinfall or a submission. Powerful exploder by Tony D'Angelo. Escobar wanted that kick, didn't get all of it. It seems as if the new Dawn of Monday Night Raw is ruling the scene at the moment. Oh, maybe we spoke too soon. All 3 of these men going to give each other absolute hell, and it's exactly what they're going to need to do if they find themselves in a bout with Solo Sikoa for the Intercontinental Championship. Kevin Owens looking to bring this fight back inside the ring. There may be no countouts and no disqualifications, but the only way we're going to see a decision is if 3 shoulders, or I should say if 2 shoulders are pinned for 3 seconds inside of that ring, or if we see a submission and we may be on the verge of a decision. Tony D'Angelo wiping out the Emperor Lucha Libre Santos Escobar. Decision not to be made just yet. Tony D now center of the top rope. Owens with a senton. It's another thing about triple threat matches, fatigue sets in a hell of a lot earlier. There's no time to rest. You are constantly swinging for the fences in this style of bout. Meanwhile, Tony D'Angelo must have heard that the MLB season started the other day. He's trying to swing for a home run here in South Carolina. Kevin Owens avoiding it at any and all cost. Escobar set in the corner. Now Owens looking to stack up his opponents. And full throttle again. Kevin Owens, former WWE champion here on Raw, former World Tag Team champion as well. Owens looking to find himself the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Gold. But he's got to start by going through Escobar and Tony D here tonight. Certainly easier said than done. Santos Escobar sent for a ride off the pop-up powerbomb. And Tony D'Angelo ensuring that this matchup isn't going to find a conclusion just yet. Tony D, as rough and tough as they come, and nearly sending Kevin Owens through the canvas. And another near fall in this triple threat match. Who's going to move on to 2 weeks' time? Trying to earn themselves a #1 contenders bout for the Intercontinental title. All three men getting near a decision in the last 90 seconds or so. Just the nature of a triple threat matchup ensuring that isn't to be. Escobar sent over. Now Tony D. Down he goes by hands of Kevin Owens. Santos Escobar, wait a minute. Looking for a little Mexican Destroyer. And again, it seems as if we would have had a decision if it not been for that third X Factor, whoever it may be, in said equation in the triple threat bout. Oh, and Tony D'Angelo might have just turned Santos Escobar's lights out with that boot. Oh, and now Tony, who introduced that baseball bat earlier, trying to swing for the fences. Owen doing his damnedest to avoid. And a hip toss that time, keeping it simple yet effective on the dawn of Monday Night Raw. Santos Escobar on the outside. Owens and Tony D going to take their fight to the outskirts as well. Nothing fancy about that slam by D'Angelo. Owens set to the announce table. Tony D putting on some muscle as of late. Absolutely leveling Santos Escobar. Tony D sent back inside the ring. Escobar whip misses wildly for that knee. Finds himself on the shoulders. Face first he goes at ringside. Owens hustling up. Realizing Escobar may be out of the equation. Stunner by Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens moving on to the #1 contenders matchup.
Here is your winner,
Santos Escobar and Tony D'Angelo, welcome to Monday Night Raw. You're going to have to deal with one of the toughest that this industry has ever seen in Kevin Owens. But who is going to meet Kevin Owens in 2 weeks' time? We find out next week as Sami Zayn, Ludwig Kaiser, and The Miz compete in the other triple threat matchup. The road to crown Solo Sikoa's next #1 contender continues live next week on Raw. Can't get enough Universe mode? Well, now is your chance to secure a backstage pass to more Universe than ever before. Become a Noah Nation Gaming channel member and gain entry to exclusive kickoff shows before each and every premium live event. Also, witness bi-monthly house shows that directly affect your episodic viewing of Universe mode. Also, take a peek behind the curtain and see how Universe mode is brought to life each and every week. Hit the join button down below, become a Backstage Pass Noah Nation Gaming channel member, and get your front row seat to more Universe than ever before.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship.
Well, moments ago, we kicked off the road to finding Solo Sikoa's #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. But we already know Lyra Valkyria's #1 contender for her championship gold. And that would be one half of the unholy union, the White Witch, Isla Dawn. It was 2 weeks ago in Orlando, Florida, right here on Monday Night Raw. The unholy union went 2v2 against the WWE Women's Champion Rhea Ripley, who they had been entangled with for months here on Monday Night Raw. Rhea needed a partner. She called upon the new Women's Intercontinental Champion, the inaugural one at that, Lyra Valkyria. Unfortunately for the champions, they were upset by what we now know is Lyra Valkyria's current challenger, Isla Dawn, pinning Valkyria's shoulders to the mat on that night and solidifying herself as the rightful first contender for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Alba Fire knows a thing or two about singles gold here in the WWE. She's a former NXT Women's United Kingdom champion, excuse us. But Isla Dawn has yet to hold something so precious. But maybe tonight is where she obtains a new piece of hardware. It is not going to come without a fight. Lyra Valkyria earned her spot as the champion, but it's tonight where it all comes crashing down. The 28-year-old Irish-born superstar has certainly made waves right here on Monday Night Raw since her debut back in September. Lyra has been in the ring with some of the best that Raw has to offer. And at WrestleMania, live from a sold-out Lincoln Financial Field, she became the inaugural Women's Intercontinental Champion. But Lyra knew that with the championship comes a massive target on her back. And already, the unholy union is looking to gun her down inside of that ring and take away the prize. Lyra Valkyria always marches to the ring with so much confidence and so much purpose, ready for a fight when the bell sounds. And tonight, the fight of the highest importance as her Intercontinental Championship is on the line. Not only is Lyra Valkyria the first holder of that gold, tonight marks some history, the very first championship defense of said gold. Will Lyra be able to once again thrive under the bright lights, once again thrive under the pressure? Or will Isla Dawn go 2 for 2, pitting the shoulders of Lyra and taking away the Women's Intercontinental Championship? High stakes, high reward, right here from Columbia, South Carolina on Monday Night Raw.
Introducing the challenger from Glasgow, Scotland, Isla Dawn. And her opponent from Dublin, Ireland, the WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion, Lyra Valkyria.
Both of these women starting their WWE journeys in NXT UK, eventually traveled to the States to be part of NXT proper. Both of them have found success. But tonight, on the main stage, Monday Night Raw, the Women's Intercontinental Championship is on the line. These two women know each other well, but who knows each other better, and who's going to get that oh-so-important 3 count? Bell has sounded, we are underway. Of course, an X Factor and Alba Fire at ringside as she accompanies her tag team partner, Isla Dawn. The squared circle here is Isla Dawn immediately out of the get-go, looking for a powerful maneuver, trying to neutralize the Intercontinental Champion. The unholy union, we have called them sinister, wicked, dare I say unpredictable. Isla Dawn dubs herself the White Witch. Certainly knows how to cast a spell inside of that ring and bring a presence that not a lot of women can. Will it be enough to keep down Lyra Valkyria, who, as we mentioned, win, lose, or draw, rain or shine, has been inside of that ring and has been making waves here on Monday Night Raw. Made her debut, the Queen of the Ring event back in September. She's very familiar with Isla Dawn and Alba Fire as well. The last few weeks, not the first time that Lyra's been inside of that ring with these two women. As a matter of fact, the last time that Lyra Valkyria went one-on-one with Isla Dawn, you're going all the way back to last fall, and it was a victory for Lyra Valkyria, at least on that night in singles competition. Saw Isla be a difference maker in tag team competition 2 weeks ago. Here they are again as Lyra off the moonsault, and I believe referee Daphne LaShawn, a little bit out of position that time. She was getting that steel chair in the ring that Alba Fire tried to use as a distraction. That's what Valkyria is really up against tonight. Not only Isla Dawn, but just the overall numbers of the unholy union. Lyra Valkyria now very comfortable, leaving the soles of her boots. It's what brought her so much success. Former NXT Women's Champion in her own right. Valkyria adding to her list of accolades here. Oh, well, hold on here. Again, Alba Fire already trying to assert herself into this matchup. Looked as if Lyra Valkyria is about to set sail Unfortunately for her, I take it off the ball. Here's Isla Dawn. From behind with the rushing leg sweep, Lyra Valkyria never saw it coming. Alba Fire, I'm sure, willing to do anything she's got to do to ensure her tag team partner leaves with championship gold here tonight in Columbia, South Carolina. Submission hold now, locked in, arms tied up, legs tied up. Lyra bending in ways that the human body is not meant to. Valkyria's got to try to power out of this here, find a way to separate herself from the White Witch, and there she does with a couple of boots to the jawline. But still damage done, and Valkyria getting caught. Double underhook here, right on the knees of the challenger. Isla Dawn willing to do anything she's got to do to ensure victory tonight, even if it means going high risk herself, as we saw right there. Isla Dawn was a singles competitor in NXT UK, formed her tag team partnership with Alba Fire and NXT proper here in the States. But once again, she finds herself in singles competition. She's no stranger to it. Will she be able to keep down Lyra Valkyria? Remains to be seen. Lyra trying her damnedest to rev up the engines here. And an Enziguri topples the challenger. Valkyria trying to get things going here on Monday Night Raw. Out of the corner, she comes with the monkey flip and sends Isla Dawn dead center of the ring. Isla looking up at the lights of the Colonial Life Arena as the Women's Intercontinental Champion is starting to feel it. She's kicking it into a new gear, but can she cross the finish line in this oh-so-important race first? Dropping Isla right at her crown. Could be a good time for a cover. Lyra Valkyria stacking a lot of offense, but I'm not going to question the strategy of the champion. Kept down Liv Morgan, a former WWE Women's Champion who has been sent to SmackDown in the draft. All the way on the WrestleMania Saturday kickoff show earlier this month to become the inaugural Intercontinental Champion. Now out of the corner she comes. And another near fall here. This Intercontinental title bout. You saw Daphne LaShawn fixing up that corner. The Alba Fire had exposed, and now again Alba Fire distracting Lyra Valkyria from offense, and Isla Dawn going to take advantage. And oh, well, thank goodness, Alba Fire getting banished from ringside. Well, good to see we got some proper officials here on Monday Night Raw who know how to take care of business. Alba Fire sticking her nose in this matchup one too many times. She has been tossed, ladies and gentlemen, but Isla Dawn on top. The damage may be done. Alba or not, Dawn may be on the verge of winning the Intercontinental Championship. Crossbody, Lyra Valkyria in trouble. Isla Dawn collapses her to the canvas again. Lyra Valkyria able to survive. That is the heart, that is the fight that has brought Lyra Valkyria to the dance. But here's Isla Dawn with a suicide dive to the outside. We got ourselves a good one here. We're live on Monday Night Raw, and the Women's Intercontinental Championship is on the line. Alba Fire getting tossed by Daphne LaShawn. Isla all on her own. Not that she's a stranger to it, but can she get it done? Lyra Valkyria may be surviving, but she certainly is not thriving, and Dawn is showing she is willing to throw caution in the wind, and she does so again. Lyra's hurt. Lyra's in trouble. We may have, a new Intercontinental Champion before we know it. Going for the Meteora again. The champion sidesteps. Lyra Valkyria now. Forearm. Takes Dawn off her feet. Isla looking to bring a new Dawn to Monday Night Raw, but not if Lyra Valkyria's got anything to say about it. Discus light lariat. You gotta believe that would knock almost anybody out, but obviously tonight with the championship on the line, Isla Dawn gonna push herself that much further. Lyra now off the middle, buckled a crossbody of her own. The Women's Intercontinental Champion is looking sharp. Surviving some of the best that Isla had to offer and some more. Can Valkyria catch up in this matchup? Does she have enough left in the tank? That is the question that is at hand. Isla roll to the outside, that chair that Alba Fire introduced earlier. Tossed at ringside as well. Here's Lyra Valkyria with a forearm off the apron. Little extra emphasis on it. One half of the Unholy Union sent back inside the ring. Here's the champion off the top with a leg drop right to the jugular. Lyra could be setting up for a Nightwing here. The mover that brought her the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. But here's Isla Dawn, trying to put cement in her feet, trying to ensure that she does not leave the souls of them by hands of Lyra Valkyria. Looking for the suplex that time. Valkyria with the counter. Inside cradle. Pinfall. Lyra catches Isla and retains the Intercontinental Championship.
Here is your winner, and still the WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion, Lyra Valkyria.
A resilient effort by the Women's Intercontinental Champion, Lyra Valkyria. Odds stacked against her. Isla Dawn bringing her best, and wait a minute! Alba Fire back down to the ring. Kendo stick to the Intercontinental Champion. Might have been tossed, but the Unholy Union's getting the last laugh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next here on Raw, it is main event time. CM Punk needs a tag team partner. Who's it going to be? He's set to go 2v2 against Ludwig Kaiser and the ring general Gunther of Imperium. It's coming up live next from Columbia, South Carolina. WrestleMania has come and gone, but the aftershock is only beginning. The fallout from the biggest stage has sent shockwaves through the WWE. And now, the first battleground of the new season awaits at Backlash. Live from the LDLC Arena in Lyon, France, championships will be defended, rivalries reignited, and scores settled in an unforgiving fashion. The future is now, and the future is coming to France. Who will rise? Who will fall? And who will seize their moment in the chaos? The road beyond WrestleMania kickstarts here at WWE Backlash. We want to take you back to last week on Monday Night Raw, where Rhea Ripley was in the midst of a battle against the irresistible force, Nia Jax. And just as it seemed Rhea Ripley was starting to take over, the center of the universe, Tiffany Stratton, arriving on the scene and reminding Rhea Ripley that they got some unfinished business. Rhea taking away the Women's Championship from Stratton in an incredible matchup back at WrestleMania. And next week, live from Knoxville, Tennessee, Tiffany Stratton returns to the squared circle. She's got a one-on-one matchup against the hometown girl, one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions, in Bianca Belair. Bianca back in Knoxville. Stratton looking to earn her championship opportunity. Two All-Stars of the Red Brand collide next Monday night in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Ladies and gentlemen, the matter is highly. What you're about to witness is dignified deformation executed by unprecedented precision. A diabolical athlete who will stop at nothing to uphold the integrity and honor of this great sport. Der Ringgeneral Gunther.
An introduction that is second to none by Ludwig Kaiser, as the arrival of the Ring General is live and in living color. Imperium has been a part of the main roster since 2022. They have always found their home on SmackDown. But after the draft last week, Kaiser and Gunther officially Raw property and now set to compete in the Raw ring for the very first time. This thing goes back to the final Raw before WrestleMania. Bron Breakker one-on-one with John Cena in the main event. Gunther would invade Raw, ambush his WrestleMania opponent in John Cena. CM Punk would come to the aid of John, attacking Gunther, sending him out of the ring. That is what Gunther was discussing last week. Now that he's here on Raw, he's reminded CM Punk that embarrassment was never going to happen again. CM Punk said you want to put that theory to the test, and moments later, Gunther was once again outside of the ring by hands of the Second City Saint. But that was then. This is now. Tonight's all about the competition. Tonight it is a battle between the bells. And CM Punk needs a tag team partner. A lot of superstars starting to get their feet wet yet again for the first time since WrestleMania. And back in action for the first time since the WrestleMania main event. The best in the world. The Second City Saint is live in South Carolina. All around the world. Same song. His name chanted from arena to arena.
From Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 218 pounds, CM Punk.
You are looking at a bona fide future Hall of Famer. A man who has nearly done it all in this industry. And even after coming up short in the main event of WrestleMania, I am sure that CM Punk wants another round for the WWE Championship that he once held. And if CM Punk's road to doing so travels right through one of the most dominating champions in WWE history, that being the former world champion in Gunther, then that is the path that CM Punk will travel. Gunther stepped into the ring with Punk last week. He messed around, he found out. Then Kaiser arrived on the scene. Punk needs an equalizer. Who's stepping up to tag with the best? Oh my goodness! Business has picked up on Raw!
And from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 295 pounds, the Viper,
Another bona fide future Hall of Famer. Another draftee last week to the Red Brand. The Apex Predator. The Viper. Randy Orton. For the first time in over 2 years is back on Monday Night Raw. And Randy Orton's no stranger to Imperium, but specifically Gunther. It was back on the road to WrestleMania live event in February that Gunther defeated Randy Orton with help of Austin Theory. It was back in January that Randy Orton was eliminated from a #1 contenders bout to the world title on SmackDown by Gunther as well. And now Randy Orton stepping up to the plate, aligning with a man he knows very well, an old rival from several years back, the Second City Saint CM Punk. Talk about a dream team here on Raw. Business has certainly picked up. Ludwig Kaiser and Gunther of Imperium taking on CM Punk and Randy Orton. What a tag team main event here on Raw. Oh, look at that. The bell sounds, and Gunther immediately playing some mind games with CM Punk as he tags in his right hand of destruction in Ludwig Kaiser. When you look at this matchup, it's almost a momentum builder for Kaiser, as we already know that next week in Knoxville, he's going to be back inside the ring with The Miz and Sami Zayn in a triple threat matchup to determine who's going to fight Kevin Owens in 2 weeks' time to determine the #1 contender for Solo Sikoa's Intercontinental Championship. Bit of a process of elimination there that Kaiser is looking to step up to the plate to and hit a home run. Oh! We'll see if Punk's got anything to say about it. Kaiser might not even make it to Knoxville next week. Punk thought he took care of Gunther, shut his mouth last week in Miami, only for Kaiser to arrive on the scene, lay out CM Punk with that emphatic suplex off the top of the announce table. Certainly had to be a hard fall for CM Punk. I'm sure he was icing his back when he got back to the hotel last Monday night in Miami. But that was then. This is now. CM Punk bringing the fight to Ludwig Kaiser, who participates in his first matchup here on Monday Night Raw. Oh, now Punk going after Gunther, dropping him inside of that ring. Legal competitor, not CM Punk's got something for the ring general too. Punk and Gunther, that's a one-on-one dream matchup, absolutely. The only time they've touched in another contest would go all the way back to the Royal Rumble in January. Now in the midst of a tag team bout, though, they've never gone one-on-one. I'm sure that is a matchup this industry would love to see. Right now, it's just Ludwig Kaiser trying to incapacitate CM Punk, and I'm sure not even allow the Apex Predator Randy Orton to get inside of the ring. Gotta wonder if it was CM Punk who approached Randy Orton, or if Orton was the one who stepped up and said, hey, you need a tag team partner, I'll fill that void. Randy Orton hot off the heels of a WrestleMania victory over Austin Theory, somebody who was a thorn in his side on SmackDown for several months. Now Orton back here on Monday Night Raw looking to make waves, but not if Kaiser and Gunther have anything to say about it. Orton may not even see action because CM Punk's lights might have just been turned off. Kaiser, like him or not, egotistical or not, all the tools to be a success. Challenged for the United States Championship on SmackDown a couple of times last year. May have been unsuccessful. Now finds himself with an opportunity to start down the road to the Intercontinental Championship next week. Oh! Combination strikes by Punk. Tag made to the Apex Predator, Randy Orton, who's back here on Monday Night Raw. Orton, a mainstay on SmackDown for the last 2 years, but the former WWE Champion, former World Champion, a bona fide Hall of Famer with a list of accolades a mile long, back inside a very familiar ring and taking the fight to Imperium's Kaiser. Kaiser rolled to the outside, but he should know that there ain't no running for the cold-hearted Apex Predator. Well, Kaiser might have just goaded him in. Would have been a smart play there by Kaiser, trying to bring this fight to the outside. Orton approached him, and Kaiser may have just been lying in wait, and now a boot to an elevated Orton. Certainly would be a feather in the cap and massive bragging rights for Imperium if their first matchup here on Monday Night Raw ends in victory. Spent their entire main roster careers over on SmackDown, obviously found loads of success, especially Gunther, man who held the World Heavyweight Championship for nearly 275 days. Now here on Monday Night Raw for the very first time, Kaiser creating a little bit of distance, and speaking of the devil, tag made to Gunther, who nails Randy Orton right to the abdominal. These two men have clashed only a handful of times, first in a fatal four-way and then a one-on-one matchup back in February, but now they meet again in this tag team bout. I'll tell you what, Randy Orton was able to take care of the ghost of his past, if you will, and Austin Theory at WrestleMania. He may be looking to even the score with Gunther here tonight, and that may be exactly why he agreed to team with CM Punk. Orton reaching out for the tag, but the ring general wants none of it. Oh, look at Gunther. Look at Gunther. Little cheap shot that time to the Second City Saint. He's not even the legal competitor. And Gunther's the one who started this fight last week. If he's not careful, Orton and Punk are going to finish it. Disrespecting the Viper with those boots and cleans his clock with the clothesline. Into the cover again, but Randy Orton's been there, he's felt that, and he still has got a lot left in the tank. Orton now goes behind, neck breaker in the ring general. It's a vintage maneuver out of the arsenal of Orton. And now, going for another neck breaker that time. Variation. High off the shoulders of Orton, and a tag made to CM Punk. As we talked about, the only other time these two men have been in the ring with each other in the midst of a matchup. We'll be back in the Royal Rumble in January. Here you go, CM Punk and Gunther clashing in a tag team battle on Monday Night Raw. CM Punk, the self-proclaimed best in the world. Gunther, the ring general, no doubt about it. These two men, two of the best to ever do it. One day they're gonna meet one-on-one, but tonight, Gunther is just looking to solidify his dominance here on Monday Night Raw. Make no mistake about it, Gunther's somebody who has not seen a lot of losses in his WWE career, but back at WrestleMania, the last time he participated in a matchup, earlier this month in Philadelphia, it was an unsuccessful outing as he fell short to the franchise player John Cena. Gunther now. Here we go for a last symphony. Punk floats over. Neck breaker of his own. Punk and Orton may have some strategy trying to soften up the chrome dome of Gunther for maybe a GTS, an RKO, or in this case, an Anaconda Vice. Submission locked in, dead center of the ring, but there's Ludwig Kaiser spoiling the fun. CM Punk with a submission hold on Gunther, bringing the fight to the canvas. Unfortunately for him, the illegal competitor in Ludwig Kaiser, ensuring this matchup will not come to a conclusion just yet. Enemy territory goes the ring general. Able to fight out of it, however. Shoulder blocking CM Punk down, and there's a tag made to Kaiser. Gunther may be feeling a sense of urgency. The Punk was able to momentarily rally and lock in that Anaconda Vice. Now Kaiser looking to strut his stuff inside of the ring. Punt kick to Punk. Punk sidesteps it. Going for the schoolboy, but instead, a closed fist, little right hand, followed by a kick. Kaiser hoping to build some momentum on his road to that Eliminator triple threat next week. But CM Punk and Orton with a different plan. Double underhook, drop right on the knee, kick for some good measures. Punk has got Kaiser all kinds of dazed and confused, and now turns him inside out with an emphatic clothesline. And Kaiser dishing it right back to CM Punk. This is where, again, you got to give the devil his due. Kaiser hanging in there with not only his opponents, but even Gunther. He is rubbing elbows with absolute all-stars in this industry tonight. Kaiser, all the tools to be a future champion. Next week, he could start down the road to doing so. Tonight could be a massive momentum booster. After he knocks Orton off the apron, he brings the fight to CM Punk now. Ludwig Kaiser in search of bragging rights. Trying to choke out CM Punk, dead center of the ring. Incapacitate this man. Leave him laying just like he did last week in South Beach. Kaiser certainly a fan of his actions. We have seen him in the ring in recent months several times with John Cena. He has hung in there with some of the best of them, but can he keep down CM Punk tonight? Kaiser now, dropping CM Punk again. That's gotta do it. That's gotta do it. Randy Orton gonna break things up. Kaiser nearly upsetting Punk on behalf of Imperium. Not over yet. Tag made to Gunther. CM Punk may be damaged goods. Punk looking ripe for the pickings as Gunther crash and burn. CM Punk able to get the hell out of Dodge. Avoid disaster. Gunther thought he was coming in to put the final nail in the coffin of this matchup. CM Punk showing he's still got something left. Oh, wait a minute. Small package here. This is how Lyra defeated Isla moments ago, but it's not enough to keep down Gunther. CM Punk hanging in there with one of the most dominating champions in this industry's history. Tag made to the Apex Predator Randy Orton. Look at the tandem offense. Punk and Orton looking good for their first time in tag team action here tonight. Randy Orton now not allowing a rally. Looking for the DDT off the middle rope. Gunther staring up at the lights of the Colonial Life Arena here in Columbia, South Carolina. Orton may be looking to give Punk the satisfaction. Oh, but Gunther's still alive. Man, it just goes to show you that Gunther is cut from a different cloth, able to survive that DDT, a vintage maneuver out of the arsenal of Orton, and now dropping CM Punk right on the knee of his partner in Ludwig Kaiser, and down goes Orton again. Kaiser now looking to rub salt in the wounds of the damage that has already been done to CM Punk. Punk now going for another Anaconda Vice, this time on Kaiser. Kaiser dead center of the ring. Oh, you see Gunther coming to the aid, ensuring that this matchup isn't over just yet. And a bit of a stalemate here. CM Punk trying to crawl to the corner. Gunther maybe looking to make sure that doesn't happen. He's a little bit too late. Punk tags in Orton. RKO! Punk and Gunther going at it at ringside. But the result is the result. Orton picks up the win.
Here are your winners, the team CM Punk and Randy Orton.
Well, that was one cohesive duo. The Second City Saints CM Punk, the Apex Predator Randy Orton, coming together to keep down Imperium here tonight. Kaiser gonna have to regroup before his triple threat bout live next week in Knoxville. It is a stacked night of action 7 nights from tonight in the Thomas Boylan Arena. But what a night from Columbia, South Carolina, here on Monday Night Raw.
Time to crawl out, time to go